Right, let's do this. Hey, reveal! I think it's just you in chat at the moment, Sammy, and I know you've seen it, so, you know. But, Sammy! Thank you so much for the resub. So many months all in a row, so I'm so glad I'm here. On with the show! So clever, so clever. Thank you, Sammy, for the resub, and also for getting first. Congratulations. And Sue, hello. Oh my god, the music's very loud today for me. I need to turn that down here. And rejig it there. Right, I can actually hear myself think now. Hi, Sue, over in YouTube land. I hope you're going well today. It's lovely to see you again. We are back again, and I have chopped off quite a bit of hair, as you may or may not know. I did it yesterday. I finally did it and chopped all my hair off. I feel so much better having chopped off my hair. I chopped off essentially half my hair. So, yeah, it's feeling much lighter and refreshed, and just, you know, there's something nice about refreshing yourself with a chop off of all the hair. So, yeah, we're feeling good. Hair looks lovely. Thank you. Okay, I have learnt that this jacket is not the best to be sitting in this chair with because of the armrests. That's okay. So yeah, we are back again, as we do. We're going to carry on with Nelco Neco and our gorgeous kitty cats. So last time we were here, we were working on the introduction page of this wonderful book. We've been working with Inktense and just putting down all our base layers, and then we're going to go in with some pencils to shade. So we still have to do Grandma's little wrap here, and then we've got our sisters Pupuri and Pipino, and then Chiro to colour as well. But we finished off Hick, Daisy and Tom. Watch streak 30 stream. We thought I was done, but I've got one more note. Your outfit is gorgeous and your hair is the goat. Sammy's on a rhyming roll today. Thank you so much. Congrats on 30 stream streak. That's incredible. I don't think I have ever gotten that far with a stream in terms of a streak. Yes, we have our little color chart that we were making last time for all our different colors so we can keep track. I was robbed. I never missed any. It just reset me after your break. Yeah, I think because I took that big break, it did reset everybody, unfortunately, which I didn't realize it did, and that's kind of rude. And it makes me feel bad about taking a break, but also sometimes you got to take a break, you know? I needed the break. I always need breaks. I'm always so tired. So, I know last time we had decided for Daisy's little wrap, we were going to work with blue. And then my shoulder started swelling, so I had to pull it there. So we're going to carry on with that. I believe I was doing peacock blue to the lightest blue. Yeah, 820. Because we do want to go for quite a pale blue here, because Daisy is a white cat. I do have all the cat references saved that we pulled up. So I can pull those up again if need be. So yeah, how is everyone today? I hope you've all been doing well. Yeah, hello. Finally able to sit down, watch you, and do a bit of colouring. Busy day, clean the house, work down the yard. Got camping gear back where it belongs in the garage. Oh my goodness, that does sound like a busy day. Well, I'm glad you can take a moment to breathe, and I appreciate you choosing to be here for that. And yes, to colouring. That's exciting. What are we working on? Tomorrow's my busy cleaning day. I'm doing a bit of a sort out and declutter. I'm kind of looking forward to it, but it's going to be a lot. But it desperately needs to be done, so should be good. I picked up some old newspapers this morning when I went out to get some water and an energy drink. Picked up a couple energy drinks, so I'd have some for tomorrow too. But I also picked up some of the old newspapers, so I can use them to wrap up some breakables when I wrap them up to donate them. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to hopefully decluttering a bunch of stuff. I mean, it won't get out of the house, but it will be set up ready to donate, and then hopefully on Monday I'll be able to add it to an op shop run. Love your haircut. Thank you so much. I'm really liking it. It's a big change, but it's feeling good. I think next time I do it, I would go a little shorter, like just about an inch shorter, and I would also ask them to feather the ends. But considering, like, I essentially chopped off half my hair. In fact, it was over half my hair that I chopped off because it was so long. And this is the first professional haircut that I've had in over a decade. Previously, when my hair has been cut, I've had some bad experiences. So I used to just cut it, like trim the ends myself. Just add in a couple of layers. But yeah, it was time for a change. So, and it kind of makes the grown out color look purposeful now, because it looks like it's just been dip dyed rather than just a grow out. So this holds in place for now. I will eventually re-dye it blue. It will go back to being blue, but that's going to take a few more spoons to sort out, and that's not a this week job, but I don't mind it as is. But yeah, it was really good when I explained to the hairdresser. I was like, you know, I think it's a simple style. When I showed her the pictures and explained what I wanted, she's like, yeah, no, that's an easy chop. But then I was explaining about what happened with my hair last time I got it professionally chopped, because I'd asked essentially for this style, like a long bob, but they chopped it to my earlobes. Should do it on this side. So I asked for it to be about here, and they chopped it to here. So it was so short, was my earlobes. And I'm blind without my glasses, so I couldn't tell until I put my glasses back on exactly what they had done. And when the hairdresser was playing with the hair, she's like, I can actually tell why that happened, because your hair is incredibly elastic. You have a lot of spring in it. And so I imagine that they soaked your hair and then pulled it quite taut when they were cutting it. And I was like, they did. She's like, yeah. And then as soon as it's dry, spring back up. So yeah, we trimmed it, and she did mist it a little bit to help cut it, but she didn't mist it a lot. And then she actually dried it off, and we checked where it was, and then we trimmed a little bit more off it. So it was really lovely. She was really kind about understanding I was very nervous about chopping my hair because of what happened last time. Yeah, I think I'd go a little shorter next time, just so it's not quite so on the shoulders. But I don't mind it, especially for such a big change. Yeah. Paula Brune's new Fawn Fragile. Ooh. I really like Paula Brune's books. They look really, really gorgeous. I've not got my hands on one of them yet. Maybe one day. Should add it to the Amazon wish list. I should update my Amazon wish list I put stuff on the wish list and then the suppliers change and it's like, ugh, fine. But I should keep an eye out for when it goes on sale. It's quite exquisite. Mandelbrot, hello. Welcome on in. Welcome first time chatter. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far today. Lovely to have you here. I did end up buying a couple of colouring books recently. None of them are here. They're going to take at least a month to come in. But I got the new Mythographic Wild Summer. So I'm looking forward to that finally getting here. And then I also, the main reason I placed this order, I mean, it was emotional order. I was feeling sad. I did self-care shopping. But I also found Romantic Country, the second tale, in a storefront that I could order from and get to New Zealand. And so I grabbed that one because it wasn't ridiculously priced. So I'm excited to get my first Eerie. And then I also, in the same order, also ordered, I can't remember what the original title was, but it's Emily Ogberg's reprint of Fairy Tale Folklore, the Scandinavian colouring book. So I pre-ordered that one. And then I also got Hannah Carlson's Tales from the Forest Kingdom as well. So yeah, they'll be here in over a month, but a little bit of a self-care shop up there. Alright. I'm also having an incredible allergy day today. I don't know what is going on with the allergies. My eyes keep watering. Alright, so we want to write down... I remember my colours. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Wow, you're so... 900. And then 0820. And that's the Blue for Daisy's outfit, noted down. So for those that missed it last time, what I'm doing here is I'm using Derwent Inktense to base the colours of the cats in the book. And then we're going to go in with some other mediums to define, add fur texture and all that sort of fun jazz. But as part of it, I'm also making sure I write down every colour that we use and tracking it. My sheet got a little crinkly, but it still works. Because this is the introduction of the characters to the book. And so I want to keep these colours tracked so that when I colour in the actual pages of the book, I know what colours we're pulling out for everyone. And there are pages where their outfits change or different bits and pieces, but at least we'll have their base colours sorted. So we'll know, like here, they're dressing up really fancy, but we'll know how to do their fur so it looks harmonious throughout the whole book. Don't need to sneeze again. We don't need to sneeze again. Woo! That is a cute book. It is a gorgeous book. It is Nelco Neco. I believe you can find it on some Amazons. It's definitely available on Etsy. That's where I was gifted it from. It's a story of precious cats, and it follows cats going through different seasons and dressed up. Are we zoomed in at all? No, we are on normal. Let me bring you ever so slightly higher so you can see the full book. There is actually a complete flip through of this on my YouTube channel as well, but yeah, it's just cats dressed up doing different bits and pieces, doing human activities, or you know, just super sweet. Like here, the two sisters and their little brother are making dolls and clothes. baking with strawberries or making strawberry jam or something. Dress up. So this is all spring, so there's lots of florals and stuff like that. And there's also quite a few Alice in Wonderland themed pages. Or carnival pages as well, which is quite cool. And then yeah, so you've got summer. I love this bakery scene. Going to the carnival. Yeah, like camping, making a tree fort, playing pirates. This one's very cool as well. Allegranda! Hello! Hello! How are you again, lovely? Sammy, if you're available, can you do a shout out for the amazing Allegranda? If not, I'll grab my keyboard in a second. But yeah, it's a stunning book. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I've been wanting to work in it for so long, but I just didn't want to ruin it. And I was getting really overwhelmed by it. But then I realized we've got this introduction page, and this is where we need to start. You're having buffering issues? Oh no, Yana. Oh no. My connection's all good this end, so hopefully it's just a little glitch. It's going to sort itself out. Right. Sorry, let me catch up. Joys of two chats. Getting distracted. There's another French illustrator who has a book called Microsome by Mathilde Heflin. Saw it on Barbara's Colour stream on Saturday. Similar to Paul. Have ordered it. Ooh. I have never heard of that one. I'm going to have a look at that later. Let me just copy and put that in a new tab so I know to look at it. Ooh, that looks pretty. That looks very pretty. Gonna have a look at that one later. Thank you, Anna. All right, doing great. How about you? Are you awake now? Yes, I'm getting there. I've drunk a massive coffee. I'm now on an energy drink. Not the only one. Another AI hack going on. Oh no. And yes, thank you for doing the shout out for Allegrada. Allegrada is on Twitch, a streamer, and does wood burning. It's also a really wonderful chill vibe over there, and just a lovely safe space. This morning there was actually quite a bit of talk about different cultural elements. It was really cool to learn about different cultures and different people weighing in on different practices from their own culture. So it was really neat to share a little bit about Māori culture surrounding the Day of the Dead, or like practices and cultures to celebrate those that have passed. So yeah, it was really quite a neat discussion, plus a really cool wood burning. Yeah, I know we've got a couple of people doing some colouring or creative projects while I stream. What are we working on today, folks? Are we just working on work, which is also valid, or are we working on colouring? What are we colouring? Drawing, art, writing, housework? Nothing is also valid. Nothing is a form of self-care. This brush unfortunately got caught in its case and the ends have gone a little fluffy, so I might need to do a condition on that to bring that back together. I said a big mental health chat before you came in about mental health awareness and the need for more of it. Absolutely. I think one of the positives of COVID that came out was there was a lot of discussions about the effect of solitary life, like being isolated, being solitary, and also traumatic events. And I know there were a lot more discussions about the importance of social connection and how it affects your mental health. And that was really cool to see that there was a lot more awareness about it, because for a lot of individuals who are isolated, it is very detrimental, and with so many people being forced to isolate, it was like, oh, this is a thing. So for me, for example, with my disability, I work from home. I don't, like, everything I do is online, and I have very little reason to go out of the house, because I don't mobilize out of the house. So it is very easy for me to become very isolated, which is a big reason why I love streaming, because this is a way for me to connect with people and be social, which is really good for my mental health, but in a way where I also can control it and go, hey, physically I can't stream today, or I just need a chill space. And that's why I love streaming so much. It's sharing creativity, sharing the joy of coloring and what it does for my mental health, but just also having that positive, safe little bubble. But there are a lot of people, and I know a few of them, who are in a similar situation but don't stream, and they don't have those connections. And it's even if you're not the most social person in the world, you still need to have a connection. Yeah. I'm decompressing now, have an adult beverage and waiting for dinner to be finished. Yum. Hopefully dinner is lovely and tasty. I actually had some of my leftover dinner for breakfast because I had just toasted sandwiches for dinner, but I didn't finish it, so I just reheated one of those for breakfast. Actually had a good proper breakfast today. Usually when I start streams, sometimes I have not had breakfast because it's just too early for me to feel like food. Because normally I tend to not eat until about 10:30. Unless I wake up very hungry. I try to make myself eat on stream mornings just so I've eaten before stream, but if I'm not streaming I tend to eat a bit later. Social introvert here. Twitch is a gift from the old gods. Yeah. And it is definitely a form of social connection. There are times I'm like, oh, it's not an in-person connection, but I am very grateful for being able to have those connections. Because again, it's very easy for me to be isolated. And so I had to do this thing recently with a health practitioner where we were just reviewing my mental health and things that were going on. And so we had to look at the 4 elements of a person, which is like your physical health, your mental health, your social health, and then sort of your identity or your self-value health, if that kind of makes sense. It's based around the Māori principles of health, which is that every person has the 4 walls of a whare or a meeting house. So it follows the 4 principles of mental health, physical health, spiritual health, which is more about your connection to a purpose or the world around you, not just necessarily religion, and then identity or self-worth. And so we were talking about the social aspects, and the questions were like, how many times do you go out to meet with someone at a cafe or go visiting friends? It's like, okay, so we're going to get weird here, because I explained about Twitch, and it was like, to me, I view that as social interaction, because I go on and I chat with people and we're just hanging out and vibing while I color. And so it's social interaction, but it's online. I don't leave the house for it. And the question was specifically like leaving the house. And I was like, where do you put the value? Is it not considered social interaction because I'm doing it from home? Or, so yeah, it was an interesting discussion anyway. We did end up counting it. I scored very high on the social. Physical, I scored a 0, which was a crack up, because the questions were like, could you run the length of a rugby field? Can you mobilize upstairs without pain? And I use a walking frame to mobilize. So the health practitioner was just like She was laughing as she read the question. She's like, I don't even need you to answer these. It's like, can you run the length of a football field? And I just look at her and she just cracks up laughing. She's like, yeah, I know, this is a 0. I came out with some of my diagnoses today on stream. It was nerve-wracking. I've been quiet about it for some reason. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily state my diagnoses for, like, I talk about anxiety and I'll talk about depression and things like that. Some of the more general terms. I don't say it for my own personal reasons, and it's not because I'm ashamed or anything like that. I'm the type of person that doesn't want to necessarily be labeled, because if I say, oh, I have this, then it's kind of like a box. And the thing with mental health and diagnoses in mental health is, if you look at the DSM, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual guidebook that they use for diagnosing mental health, so many different conditions overlap, and there's a criteria in every diagnosis that this diagnosis is used because there's nothing more appropriate. So you would look at the symptoms and then you can end up with 10 different things that it might fall into, and you have to figure out which one it is. So while I was diagnosed with some stuff, my diagnoses have moved all over the place in the 15 plus years that I've been under the mental health system, 20 plus years now. So, like, you know, I was diagnosed schizophrenic at one point. I am not schizophrenic. That does not match my diagnoses at all. So that's part of my thing, is that I don't like to be labeled, because I don't necessarily feel like maybe I am that label, but also it's too encompassing and there's so much more out there. It's like the same thing with my sexuality. I don't specifically label my sexuality. I say that I'm rainbow, because I am rainbow. I do fit the letters. And I am aware of what I might be classified under, what flags I might go under. But I'm also open that those flags may change. They may get added to. And again, I don't want to fit into a box. At the end of the day, I am me. I am Amy. And that's enough of a label. You know? And if you don't like Amy, well, that's all cool. But I'm just going to be me. Yeah, you are not your diagnoses. Exactly. You are. That is an exact way to put it, Mandelbrot. That is an exact way to put it. Yeah. Anyway. We finished Daisy. Or at least Daisy's base. So now we've got Pipuri and Pepino, which are the sisters, and Cheeto. So originally Cheeto, I was thinking of baby blue, which is why we have got the baby blue eyes. However, we have got a lot of baby blue already. So I am thinking maybe we'll bring in some yellows. We could still bring in some blue. It depends also on what colors we do the sisters. And I feel like I want to do some pink with the sisters and maybe a little touch of green. Maybe some purple as well. Let's see if I can find my color charts. That would help. I had them. I literally had them, and I saw them and I was like, I'm gonna need those. And then I put them somewhere, and I bet I put them somewhere non-logical. Why do I always do this? There they are. Every time. I know what works for me and what I should avoid. Now that I can continue on doing the light thing. That's it. It takes a lot of time too. And even sometimes you find things that work for you and then you still need to adjust them every once in a while depending on what's going on. So yeah, I had to do that semi-recently, which is why I took a bit of a break. Because I had to switched to a medication that I know works for when I'm getting a little bit more anxious. To do that, I had to come off another medication, and then I had to go for a period where there was nothing in my system. So that's why I chose to take quite a bit of a break during that time, because it was about self-care and I needed to step away because I knew that there was a lot going on and I had no medication in me. So yeah, self-care first. Always self-care first. Right, we're definitely going to use some fuchsia because I freaking love fuchsia. It's such a gorgeous bright pink. And then we need something darker to go into it. Maybe we'll just use a little bit of thistle. Probably not going to provide enough contrast, but we'll add that in with the pencils because we're going in with the pencils regardless. It's the only way to get the fur texture. And then I want a little bit of green. Do we go bright green or beach green? We have used the beach green in Hex Close. Maybe we will use like the comically bright green, like in Tom's Eyes. We'll see. We'll see. Depends where we're colouring it. I haven't even decided where we're colouring. So one of them's going to get at least a pink dress. Maybe with this one we could do like the underdress pink. A little pop of green for the bloomers. Maybe the collar or the pockets on this dress. And then we could leave it white. Or yellow or something. I don't know. I know, we'll just start colouring and figure it out. That's what I usually do. Keep feeling like I'm gonna sneeze. You ever get that where like you can just feel there's a sneeze in your nose, but it's not quite at that point where you're ready to sneeze, but it's like there? Should also bring you in more so you can actually see what I'm doing. The field of mental health is an incredibly interesting field though, and it's a very young field compared to other fields in medicine as well. But it's very fascinating. I really did enjoy doing my bachelor in psychology. The original plan, for those that didn't know, before I got unwell with my illness, is that we were doing the Bachelor of Psychology and then we were going to do a couple of years practical experience and then do a postgraduate study in art therapy so I could start being a licensed art therapist and use things like Dungeons and Dragons and my art to assist in therapy and use it as therapeutic tools. And then possibly after that, look at doing my master's as well, so I could actually move into becoming a licensed psychologist. That was the original plan. If I had available energy, I would do some volunteer work for counselling. I barely have energy to survive the day sometimes, so unfortunately, I have a fancy piece of paper I do not use. It is a very pretty fancy piece of paper. I'm still glad I did it. It was really fascinating and I really enjoyed it, but some elements of school I do miss because I really enjoy structured learning. And while, you know, anyone who's done study will know, like, oh my god, it's intense, it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of learning, but there's something about it that is quite nice about doing that structured learning. And that's, I think, why I'm enjoying Duolingo so much as well. Just because it does give me some structured learning. Without the pressure of school. Professional life has been a clinical therapist and a private practice. Now retired. Well, congratulations on retiring. I imagine well deserved. It is a really fascinating field, and it is something that I'm sort of like, gutted I didn't quite get. I haven't been able to fully realize, but I'm also aware again of my physical well-being and what's going on with my body and my physical health, that unfortunately, like, I'm not allowed to work full-time. I'm medically not allowed to work full-time. I could not work full-time. I nap every day, and some days I take multiple naps because of the chronic fatigue, the constant pain. Like, the days that I can't even mobilize out of bed, and it's like, you got to mobilize in the work. No. And then with something like counseling too, where it's like you need stability because you're also working with clients. So yeah, but it's okay. Like, I'm still very grateful for the life I have. I still manage to work. I work for a medical company. I only work 2 hours a day for a medical laboratory. Adds a little bit to my bank balance, allows me to buy occasional colouring books. But yeah, my major was in child and adolescent developmental psychology, and the goal was to, as I said, do the further study to become a licensed art therapist, and then start using my art and creativity to help as a therapeutic tool, because I know how therapeutic it is for me. Like, I talk about how colouring is my mental well-being activity, and it really is. But then one of the things that's really interesting in working on, and I know there's quite a few places that are developing it, even a Kiwi company is working on a development for it, is as somebody who also role plays and DMs for campaigns, using that structure of something like D&D, but turning it into a legit therapy tool, because role play is already recognized as a therapy tool, and D&D is role play with just a rule set, and TTRPGs are just role play with rule sets. And so it's like taking that element of this game, which is really, really popular, but putting it into a way that is a formalized therapy tool. And there are different things that have been developed, and there are things that are being clinically trialed at the moment and researched, and there's a lot of interesting developments in that field, and that really excited me as well. So one of the things I used to do as well was I used to run a program at the library for teens and kids, which was about D&D. And we did end up with a lot of kids who were using it to connect, to socialize, and it almost became therapy. So, yeah. Yeah, it's still a long way off being properly formalized, but I did read quite a few different studies about it, and there are some really interesting concepts out there about it. But it does require the therapist to also understand mechanics of like a role play game like D&D and stuff like that. But I think these applications of it, it's a really interesting topic to start getting into. And when you start looking at, like, not necessarily just role play, but games in general, which a lot of them have been studied for practical applications. Like, I remember reading a study about games in general, and about how the use of playing games in the elderly helped with cognitive decline, because it was something to sort of stimulate the mind and help with memory loss, was the theory anyway. And yeah, they did a bunch of studies following some elderly people and just basically made them play games, and there was quite a bit of a difference between the two groups, or the different groups that they had going, in terms of like cognitive decline. There's obviously still factors that go into it, like genetics and stuff like that, but it was quite interesting to see. Then of course there's been quite a few studies about, I know the socialization and language aspect of roleplay and therapy has been studied. That was quite a fascinating study to read. Your shrink plays Cyberpunk? There is a Cyberpunk TTRPG. TTRPG is tabletop roleplay game, for anyone that's not aware, by the way. It's just the shorthand. And that is things like Dungeons and Dragons, but that also is like Pathfinder, Monster of the Week, and so many other systems. I've been wanting to learn The Witcher, and also there's a Vampire Masquerade, and then My Little Pony, because yes, there's a My Little Pony TTRPG, and it's meant to be amazing. And I want to play as a magical pony and create a world of magical ponies. And yes, the TTRPG side, nice. Yeah, I'll have to one day pull out my hard drive that has all my school essays and notes and stuff on it, and see if I can find all the studies and resources that I was using to go into all this. But there's new stuff coming out all the time too. I mean, I graduated last year. My last essay I wrote was in 2022, and even since then there's been so much more development. So yeah, last night was meant to be the night that I play D&D, but unfortunately it just skipped last night, but it happens. But yes, I play a Harengon bard in that campaign, and rather than being like your classic musical bard, she's actually an artist, because I just really wanted to play an arty character. I've never played an artist when I've played. So we changed, instead of musical proficiencies, I have different crafting tool proficiencies, and then instead of having a musical instrument, I have like magical paintbrushes and crayons that I use as spellcasting focuses. And yeah, she's great fun. It's so fun. There's definitely a lot of me in the character. She's also a caffeine addict. And her whole thing is about unionizing Candlekeep, because we're playing the Candlekeep adventures, which has just been hilarious to basically cause revolt in Candlekeep. First day of the campaign, she quit working at Candlekeep. But yeah, it's been really fun. And that's the campaign that I play in, and then I also DM. I used to have several campaigns, but I did need to put them on pause. So right now I'm only DMing one of my campaigns, and that one is Strixhaven, which is based on the Magic the Gathering cards. It's basically a magical school system, but the actual pre-written module has a lot of room in there for customization, so I really like it in the fact that I've been able to add so much to it. It's really just a guideline with some preset events that can happen, but yeah, it's not like a purely sit down and play directly from the book situation. I do a lot of behind the scenes one for that one, but I like it because it gives me that customizability rather than just picking up a book and running an adventure, which I can't do. I always end up customizing the adventures. But I do want to start running some more. I do want to start running Monster of the Week, and just some one-page TTRPGs and different bits and pieces. But a lot of it's just energy. There's another thing as well, is that most people who want to play TTRPGs, like most of, my friends that are around that want to play TTRPGs would be available at night after work. And that's usually when I'm ready to pass out because I'm done for the day. So the campaign that I'm running at the moment, I'm actually running for a bunch of my American friends, and being based in New Zealand, it means I run it at about midday. And because I work in the afternoons, it works great for me. And it's nighttime for them, so that works quite well. But yeah, I have the most spoons in the middle of the day. Like, when I start stream is my peak spoon time. This is why we start stream at 10 a.m. New Zealand time on a weekday, even though I know most Kiwis aren't available. But it works well for international time zones, and it works well for me. Yeah. We have the vintage New Zealand put the mask on. Now we use tabletop games to put the mask on to escape. Yeah. It is a wonderful thing though, like I've talked about before with like roleplay in particular. Again, I use a walking frame to mobilize, and chronic, consistent pain. And when I play D&D, I can escape into a world where I don't have these issues. I can be awesome and run around and fly and kick ass, and I can just be that escape. But then also as a DM, it's quite powerful too. I got into Dungeons and Dragons and DMing because I'd heard of it through actually an Australian comedy band that I used to listen to called Tripod. And then an acquaintance of mine introduced me to Critical Role. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try this. But I couldn't find a table to join. No one had room at the table, and I didn't know many people. Like, I only knew 2 people who played. And one of them played at a table where you could pay to play, but warned me very much the DM was not a good starting DM. And then the other one was a DM, but just had put all their campaigns on pause because they were burnt out from being a forever DM. And so I ended up grabbing the starter kit, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to DM it. And so this person that introduced me to Critical Role and was a DM but having a break, I was like, would you like to join as a player just so I have an experienced person there to guide me when I get stuck? But then I'll be the DM. And they jumped at the opportunity to play. And then I just messaged a bunch of people. I was like, hey, you want to play D&D? And they're like, what the frick is D&D? So my first table that I DM'd for had 7 players, which do not recommend, by the way. Even the DM that was there as a player was like, you've got too many players. It's like, but everyone wanted to play. But for me at the time, I had left inpatient care at a hospital and was still struggling to socially connect with the world. And so what I found with D&D is that it provided a way of taking this world that I created in my head, which is a safety world that I would live in rather than live in this world. It was an opportunity to take that world and put it out there and bring people in through the game. And I still use that world as the homebrew world for my D&D campaigns. Even if I'm running from a module like Strixhaven is still set in Acleonia. And there are portions of this homebrew world that I created that my players know that will never ever be explored because they are just my complete safety areas. And it's like, this is a little closed off area. We're just never going to explore that area. But then these other areas, it's like, yeah, no, I don't know what happens here. You're all good. And then they also help me develop the world because then they come up with ideas and it's like, hey, what about this? So I really like that because it really helps me find a way to connect with people again. It does mean in turn, though, if things get really quite tough for me, I do have to shut down my DMing because the games take place in my safety world. So it's like, yeah, I just need nobody in this world for a while. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I've had the most I've ever DM'd for in one game was 22 people. Now, it was a specialized situation. So I was DMing for a gig because I was a paid DM for a while. I technically still am not on the website available, but I don't really get gigs from it. But I was a paid DM for a while. And so I did this birthday party where there were a bunch of people. So what I did was, with help with the organizer, we arranged all the guests into mini groups. And then each mini group had a mission to retrieve a magical stone in the setting of Ashley Candlekeep. And so each group had a mission to get a stone. And then at the end, all the groups came together for a massive battle. And this was like, as I said, 22 players against against basically Vecna. And then like hordes of undead, and they were battling to get the stones in a certain place, release an incantation to protect Candlekeep. But we actually had like a specialized little box and model, and like you had like there was actually little areas that physical stones went into, and then you could press a button on this box and the box opened and there was a scroll inside. And then once they got to that point, I was like, you need to actually read out the incarnation to protect Candlekeep. And what it was happy birthday phonetically spelt out. So that's how they protected Candlekeep, was singing happy birthday to the birthday person. It was really fun, but oh my god, was it a lot of work. It was like 3 months worth of planning for that. But oh, so fun. And I still have like a lot of the bits that I created for it, because I created like actual like battle maps. I got paid quite a bit of stuff for it, so like not just cash. I also got given a bunch of stuff for a D&D kit that I needed. So yeah, it worked out really well. It was a good time. It's something I can put under my belt, but yeah, after that I was like, dear god, dear god. There is magic in making a world and a place for people to live in. There really is. Do you know Bubs Talks? No, I do not. Also, just a heads up, it has been an hour and we're about to head to our first break. We do take breaks every hour here on the channel. It is a form of self-care, and I encourage you to check in with yourself and check to see if you need to do any form of self-care. I stretch every hour in order to help my back and my bones not swell and not be in pain. So I do encourage you to take a minute, check in. What can you do to look after yourself? Hydrate, stretch, meds. I am due meds. I also need to do meds. We will do meds. 0700 0720. Alright, let's figure out where my meds are. Probably my purse was the last time. Probably chuck them in my purse. That would be quite logical. Unless it's still by the bed. Last night. Did I take them overnight? I might have taken them overnight actually. I did wake up in a bit of pain, so it wouldn't surprise me if I took them. You got rheumatoid arthritis and RA, I'm guessing is rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not sure about SA, but guessing that's a... Trying to remember my medical analogy. I have AS, which is ankylosing spondylitis. I'm going to put you on break screen just while I go and do a bit of a hunt for my painkillers. I have more around here, so it's not a worry, but also I'm missing my main jar of them, so it's like, where have I put them? So we'll just be back in a second. Alright, welcome back everybody. I don't know where I put the jar of payments. I suspect that I took them sleepy state last night and then have lost them in the bed or under the bed. So, it's okay. And by last night I mean early morning, but it's fine. I've got sheets. It just means I have to pop them out, and some days it's kind of hard to do so. Psoriatic arthritis. No, that's all good. We use capital P little SA here, so that's why I didn't recognize it. Yeah, psoriatic arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis is awful. They tested me originally for rheumatoid, because that's what they were thinking, but everything was coming back negative until they worked out it was actually inflammatory. So ankylosing spondylitis is in the same family as psoriatic arthritis. So yeah, they're both inflammatory arthritises and they suck, so you get it. You get it. It sucks, but you know, what can you do? You just do the best you can. I know my some of my family members have been tested because with having the AS, aka the positive HLA-B27 gene, a couple of them went and got tested because they have some similar symptoms, but they're more on the psoriatic arthritis side because of the way their skin is. You know, I want to know what it feels like to itch inside your joints. The correct answer is no. Yeah. My gosh. Terrible habit. Don't ever start. Alright. So there is Puputi's dress, the pink part. And then I think we'll do the apron on Pepino. Just because I want them similar, but I don't want them identical. I don't want them to be the shining twins, as is being referred. Yeah, I do plan on quitting. I mean, I'm not smoking, I'm just vaping now. But I also know mentally I'm not in the right place to quit at the moment. So when I get to that right mindset, though, we will be. And it will be very doable. Just, you got to be in the right mindset for it. No, it's so good. It's just, I don't want to glorify it, which is why I do keep stipulating it's a terrible habit. And I do make that clear on my channel because I don't want people to start. Because it's expensive air. That's not very good for you. I have no 9-pack years. Yeah, I'm very glad I don't smoke anymore, especially with the fact that they're so hard on smoking here in Aotearoa. Like, it is illegal for anyone born in 2008 to buy cigarettes. And that's not just because they're under 18. That is even when they're in their 50s, it's going to be illegal. Because the goal is by 2025, we're going to be a cigarette-free country. So, yeah, cigarettes are highly, highly taxed here. And it has worked in the sense that it did stop younger people smoking. But unfortunately, they didn't monitor vaping when it first came in. And so that took off in crazy popularity with young people. And for people who were addicted, like a lot of people have quit. But yeah, these definitely, like, it affects a lot of people with the cost because they're so pricey here. Because they are just heavily taxed. But yeah, there's people who come in from overseas, like a family friend of a friend or something was telling me about how they had some family come and visit them from China, including their grandfather, I think it was. And while he was here for 2 months, refused to smoke because of how expensive they are here, because cigarettes are like cheap as chips where he's from. So yeah, he just didn't smoke the entire time he was here because he just couldn't get behind the prices. And then went back to smoking when he returned to China. Which is like, dude, if you can manage to not smoke for 2 months here, just keep not smoking. Like, if you need to quit, apparently we're a great country to come to because it's so expensive, it's not worth smoking. But, you know. Someday I'll come on comms, you'll hear what video. Yeah, no, I can imagine because, again, I've had family members who smoke as well. Quite a bit. So, yeah. Beatty, hello, hello. How are you, lovely? It's wonderful to see you again. Liking the hair? Thank you. I like it too. It's so much lighter. So much lighter. So much shorter. So much, but I like it. It feels very weird to not have hair, you know, all the way down my back though. Because it keeps on, like, last night when I was sleeping, it kept on tickling my neck. Because it's, of course, right around my neck length. And previously when I'd sleep, I'd tie it up in a bun so it would be off my neck. So it was like, it took a minute to try and figure out how to get my hair to sit in a way that it doesn't irritate my neck. But yeah, it's still long enough that I could technically, like, tie it back into a tiny little ponytail, or I can still do like 2 cute little ponytails. So I could do cute little pigtails still. So there's still a little bit of length in there. So I can still do some styles, but it's also short enough now that it's just like get up, 2 seconds to brush and cool out the door. Which is what I wanted as well, is lower maintenance, because I ain't got the energy to deal with my big long hair. And so eventually we will dye it back to the blue that it's meant to be, that it was meant to be for so many months. I'm okay. Skin has been cranky, but other than that, not bad. Oof. Wow. I hope it settles down. I know seasonally skin gets very affected. I actually had to put on a little bit of green CC cream today because we were very, very red today. It's not fun. There is not enough moisturizer in the world for my skin in winter, and especially around this time when all the birch trees start pollinating, and the pine trees. It's like, ugh. This is why I keep on sniffling today, and why my eyes keep watering. Longfork, hello! How are you going, hun? Lovely to see you on the YouTube lands. Do, do, do. Okay, now we get to work our glorious fuchsia in. I love fuchsia. It's such a beautiful bright colour. I really do need to... I should contact the art store and see if there's an ETA on when the Derwent 28 are coming in. See if they are getting the new Derwent 28 pencils, because I would love to get those additional colours, the new Inktense pencil colours that they put out. I say new, they've been out for like a couple of years. They've just been very slow at making their way around to stores. But I should contact them and just go, hey, are you guys actually ever getting this in? Been busy but good. I'm glad to hear it, Longfork. Glad to hear you've been good. Sometimes it's good to be busy too. I'm giggling at the short hair. I got lazy a few years back and just let things grow. Turns out I can grow amazing grey, both face and my head. Hair is just about your length now, and I love it. Yeah. It is quite fun to change up, I think, and just do something different. Like my hair, for context, was down to about here. So you can see how much we chopped off. These, let me go full screen and you'll get a better, that would make more sense. Let's go to just chatting. Well, so you can see my gorgeous Pokemon pinafore that Sammy made me. But yeah, so my hair is now sitting about here and it came down to here. So it's a lot that we chopped off. But I really like it. I think it's a cute style. And it's the first time in over a decade I've had my hair professionally cut, because I would always just trim the ends myself. Because the last time I had my hair professionally chopped, I asked for it to be about this length, just a little bit shorter, just about here, and they chopped it to here. And so this is why I was very nervous about getting my hair professionally cut. But I explained to the hairdresser about it, and then when she was playing with my hair, she was like, I can tell exactly what they've done. They saturated your hair and then they cut it taut, right? And I was like, yeah, they did actually. Because my hair is very elastic, and so there's a lot of give in it. So the moment you start saturating it, like when she was cutting it, it looked like it was down to here. And I was like, oh, this is quite long. She's like, trust me, we're going to blow dry it. And then she did, and it went, whoop! And I was like, oh, yep, no, that's good. So, yeah. Yeah. And I think next time I would even chop off maybe another inch. I would go a little shorter, but I was nervous about it. I'm also blind without my glasses, so it means that when they're chopping it, I can't see what they're doing. Except she let me keep my glasses on, because she's like, I'm not going anywhere near your ears, so you can keep your glasses on and you can check it out as we go along. So yeah, it really didn't take you long either. It was a pretty simple chop. It's not much to it. I did cut a couple of smaller pieces around my face just to give a little bit of shaping around my face. And I've still got to train it to sit properly, because you can see it wants to keep flaring out like this. So I've got to train it to sit inwards. So that's going to take a bit of time, just training it to sit more like that. But once it's sitting a bit better, it'll be good. And I think I want to get like some sea salt spray to give it some texture, because I think like with a bit of texture I quite like it. So I think I just need to get some sea salt spray to just add a little bit of poof and texture to it. But yeah, it's real easy. It's just like get up, brush, and if I get the sea salt spray, it's just like shake it through your head like that, and then it's like cool, styled, out the door. So yeah. Alright, Flareheart, hello. I cut my hair off too. Mine is just past trim length now. Mine was as long as yours though. That's still good. There's something very refreshing about changing up your hair. And that's the nicest part about it, is it just like, I think that was the point that got to me, is like, I just need a change. So yeah, I'm very, very glad that it's working well, and I'm glad you'll like it, because I like it. And we will eventually dye it back to the dark blue it's meant to be. You can see the regrowth. The extra bonus I didn't realize is now it makes my hair look purposely dip dyed, not like I've just got a pile of regrowth that I haven't coloured. Also, hello, love the Pokemon dress. It is gorgeous. This is, we're going to shout out Sammy, who is lurking in chat, but this is made by the wonderful Samsara Dusty. If you follow her, possibly on Saturday, we're getting another sewing stream. It is a pinafore, so adjustable pinafore. It has pockets. It was made extra long at my request because I like longer skirts and dresses. I am wearing it with an Eevee jacket, which is just from Eevee Games, but it's super cute. It's also warm, but also really cute. It matches it. And then to complete the vibe, make sure we get it the right way. There's also a matching bucket cap. I also have Pokemon bucket cap, which has been sitting in a bag slightly scrunched. So it's not sitting the best at the moment, so don't judge it on that. It does sit nicely when it's actually not all bunched up. So yeah, it's very cute, and I'm so freaking grateful to Sammy. She did an amazing job on it, and it's absolutely so fun. Also, if I spin in it, the skirt like zooms right out. It's so swishy, so super fun. I'm gonna head out. I'm getting a terrible migraine, but wanted to say but have a nice day, night. All good, Long Fork. I hope the migraine goes away soon. Those are awful. It was lovely to see you, even for a moment. Pockets! What black magic is that, right? Everything Sammy sews must have pockets. Yeah, she's working on a cute black and red dress at the moment. She was actually streaming last night, and I was working on some colouring, and I knew it meant that I couldn't type. And so I actually ended up joining her on the stream as well. So I was just hanging out and chatting with her and chatting with her chat, and she was sewing and I did a bit of colouring. It was a really lovely stream. And she's making another gorgeous dress, and I can't wait to see it. Message to Longfort: brain freeze kills migraines in its tracks. Oh, good to note. Well, Longfork may have heard that. Also, just so you know, Mandelbrot, if you haven't picked up already, a dual stream, so I'm on both YouTube and Twitch live at the same time. And you would have heard me obviously talking to Longfork over on YouTube. And the chat below me down here combines both chats together, so you can see both chats in one chat below me, even though it may not be on your particular platform. But I have some people who are more comfortable on YouTube and some people who are more comfortable on Twitch, so I just stream on both. Because, you know, I want you all to be comfortable. It was so lovely. I put in the hood. It's going to be so dang big. Oh, I love an oversized hood though. Like, where you've got like that extra flop on the side and it's like you can pull it like right over. So cute. I'm excited. I actually found the velvet that I had for the cloak I was going to make to finish off my Jester Lavore cosplay years and years and years ago, and I still have not made that cloak. So I found like 6 meters of a crushed velvet and a patterned cotton that was going to go in the middle. And I'm probably not ever going to finish off that cloak, to be perfectly honest. So if you want some really nice green velvet and a big thing of green patterned floral cotton that is quite pretty as well, it's quite good greens. It would actually suit your tone. Next time you're over this way, because I don't know if I could fit it in a suitcase for the bus. I'll send you a photo of them so you can see the greens. YouTube has a habit of just not sending my messages to live stream, so I stick to Twitch. Interesting. It could be, so with YouTube, when you're in a YouTube live stream, it automatically defaults the chat to top chat, which is the most annoying feature, which only sends through selected messages, which it deems to be, you know, the most important chats. And so you have to switch it to live chat to see all chats. And I forget to do that every once in a while. And then I'm like, huh, where's my message? Oh, and then I switch it to live chat. Even when I switch to all chat, my messages aren't there. Well, that's just rude. Yeah. I do like the fact now with dual streaming, though, that I don't have to upload the VODs, because the YouTube video automatically turns into a VOD. So I don't have to do any of that anymore. So that's quite nice. I do like that feature. That's really strange, Flareheart. I don't know. There's pros and cons to both platforms. As I said, I don't mind having both platforms available because I would rather people use a platform that they're comfortable with. And it does mean if the platform's not working for someone, they can switch to the other platform, which does happen occasionally as well. We have some people who will flip to YouTube over Twitch or Twitch over YouTube. Twitch has more integration. I will eventually get the spoons to finish sorting out streamer bots so that YouTube can also have some fun interactions. But at this stage, I just haven't had the spoons to sort it. So yeah, Twitch has a lot more inbuilt interactions in it. Twitch is easier to discover new people. So I do like that, but YouTube, I find the curated content, because you can see the schedule real easy in your subscriptions, it's easier for me to not miss live streams. And then of course the YouTube VODs are much easier to go to. And I also like the fact that with the YouTube live stream, I can go back. If I join a live halfway through, I can go back and quickly check out the start, see where they've started from. If I want to see a certain area, I can easily go back in the middle of the stream and check it out. So, yeah. Pros and cons to both platforms. Pockets are one way to strike back against the patriarchy, empowering women to carry their spell components. Yes. It's so cool. I freaking love Inktense. They're so fun. I've been using a lot of Inktense in the last couple of pages I've been doing. Like, I joke about Polychromos being my most used pencil, and they still are, but for as much as I use Polychromos, I still use a lot of Inktense because I do a lot of basing in Inktense. And also, an Inktense pencil just lasts so long. I don't think I've had to replace a single Inktense pencil yet. Oh, we just got pink onto the cafe. And push that off. Here we go. Luckily, once Inktense is dry, it's set. So we're not going to reactivate the brown that's there. Not gonna lie, the kittens look a lot like the twins from The Shining. It's been mentioned. And there's one particular page where they're very much the Shining twins as well. This one. Alright, let me zoom you out. They're very much just Shining twins there. But yeah, most of the time they're not so Shining creepy. It's just on this introduction page, but this is just about getting the colors figured out so that when I work through the book I have those colors in place. I have not actually seen The Shining, but when I went to Australia when I was 18, we ended up going to the, I think it's the Movie and Film Museum in Melbourne, but they had an exhibition on Stanley Kubrick. So, of course, The Shining was one of the things there, and it was quite fascinating. It was a lot about A Clockwork Orange too. So I'd never seen any of these films, but it was fascinating to learn about them. Still haven't watched any of the films, but I did enjoy the exhibition, so yeah. Alright, let's look at the greens. I don't think I want to go for the apple green. I don't want to go for that brightness. I actually think I do want to go for the beach green like we used on Heck. I want to use this more natural green. Even though the bright green is beautiful in the eyes, I want to go for that more green. So we'll use that same combo that we used on Heck, which is easy. So we want 1320 and 1510. The 1320 is Ionian green and then beach green. This is why tracking your colours is very useful. Also, if anyone is interested, this colouring page note tracker sheet that I use is actually available on my Ko-fi for free. So if you need something to track your colours, it's there. Grab it, download it, use it to your heart's content. Exclamation Ko-fi and it should come up. I love horror films. The sequel, Doctor Sleep, was great too. I'm not a big horror film person, so I can do horror films. I just need to be in the right mind frame for them. I'm also, I cannot watch things where kids get hurt as well. If I am aware, so for example, I have seen The Hunger Games. I haven't seen the new ones, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. But I have seen and read the Hunger Game books. But I went into those and I only watched them when I knew, I knew this was going to happen. I knew they were actors. Like, I had to talk myself into it. I went in prepared for it. And there's still parts that's just like, nah, because I really hate seeing kids getting hurt. And at least most of the actors, you can kind of pretend. Like, when they're in, when they're older teens, but you can tell the actors are in their 20s. It's like, that's okay, because I can see they're adults and I can just imagine they're adults. But when it's young kids, I'm just like, nope. And like, me and Samsara were watching a movie and it was an interesting movie. And then there was just a scene where they didn't even show the kid getting hurt, but the kid got hurt in a situation. It just came out of nowhere. And it just hit like that straight away. And I'm just like, nope, nope, nope. And we just had to stop because it was just like nowhere. I wasn't prepared. We weren't aware it was going to happen. And then, nah, couldn't do it. The new Hunger Games was okay. Trying hard, but not so great. It's okay. I'd probably be more likely to read the book, to be perfectly honest. I do. The books are interesting because it goes a lot more into like the world building as well, which I find really fascinating. The political structure and the way the world is built. Yeah. Yeah, you could move into Whispers. I also saw that you grabbed my Discord, and you'll find Sammy in the Discord as well. But yeah, I have a lot of people in my chat. We offer this as a safe space, and this is just for everyone. As a reminder, when we are talking about things, you know, like I try to keep it a safe space, but sometimes topics come up and it's just something you're not comfortable with. And at any point, you can do exclamation new scene. We move on to a new topic, no questions asked. You can also whisper that to me. I have open whispers for this reason. If you're not comfortable identifying that it's you that's uncomfortable with this topic. Again, I try to keep things on the safer side here, but we can talk about things and just be in conversation. I'm not aware that it's necessarily a trigger. So, you know, at any point, and again, I will never judge. I will never question it. We just move on. Because I want everyone to feel safe and welcome and comfortable. And I'm aware some days it's just nah. And that's also why I keep my channel also more on the PG side. Because like, if you're in Samsara's Twitch channel, for example, it's a safe space for consenting adults. The topics can get a bit more adult. And I can talk about those topics on certain days. On certain days I can't. And I don't want to have those days where it's like, yeah, it's cool to talk about this today. And then days where it's like, it's not cool to talk about this today. So, it's like, you know, so it's just easier to set it at, it's like, this is my safety bubble level. Yeah, the bubble can expand some days, but here is always safe. So let's keep it here. And that's kind of how I work it. But yeah, I try my best because I do want to make sure it is a safe space for everybody. And I mean like everybody. Sometimes my mum joins us in stream. Sometimes I have some family members who put up my streams for their kids to watch. So, you know, I try to keep it safe for everyone, but also safety is a personal thing, and I'm not aware of everyone's individual safety concerns. I can do the generalized ones, but there are individual topics. Like, for example, I've talked about it a few times, I'm terrified of ants. I'm not gonna, like, expect people to not talk about ants if it naturally comes up in conversation, but also, like, you know, it's one of those things that people might not think about as a trigger for a lot of people, but I really hate ants, so yeah, it's just one of those things. So that's why we have that there. It's just a safety tool. It's available. It's there at any point should you feel the need. And you need to feel safer. And that's all good. Mandelbot, you are absolutely fine. Again, that wasn't pointed towards you. It's just a friendly reminder for everybody. Because, you know, I want everyone to know that that feature is available. It's meant to come up as a occasional message as well, which I might need to look at the timer of that because I actually haven't seen it in quite a few streams. So I wonder if maybe the timer's switched off on it. Just to, like, remind that, like, hey, this is available if you need it. I never would have guessed ants. Mind you, I know someone who's terrified. I mean, absolutely screaming of rabbits. Yeah. I mean, I know where my ant phobia came from. I was very young. I watched a terribly produced 70s movies where someone got eaten alive by ants. They were radioactive ants. It's like, logically, I know it's silly because A, it was red ants. We don't even get red ants in New Zealand. I know their mouths aren't small enough to actually properly bite us. They can do no more than just a little pick on the skin, and that's only if it's red ants. Regular ants here in New Zealand, totally fine. One ant on its own, it's like, call your one ant, drown. I know that might sound cruel, but I really hate ants. If there is a ton of ants, nope. And so one time I was over at Sammy's, and unfortunately the ants found some syrup that hadn't been sealed up properly. And I open up the kitchen cupboards and there's ants everywhere. And I just go, nope, drop my cup because I was going to make a coffee, walk out, and I'm like, Sammy, you got to go deal with the kitchen. Nope, 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 nope. And I made her clean up the entire kitchen because I would not step foot in the kitchen. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. They're disgusting. They're cruel everywhere. They're gross. And then you watch, like, some people play video games and they've got big giant ant, and it's like, ooh, no. Nope, nope, nope. Don't like them. Don't like them. I can never ever sit on a certain couch outside at Sammy's because I sat on it and then an ant crawled up me, and so now I can never ever sit on that couch again. I'm very lucky where I do live in this apartment. I don't get ants. So, and that's partially because my apartment is built over a little river. So I just don't get ants, and it's honestly one of the best perks of living here. Is I know I won't get ants. So yeah, very grateful for that. Ugh. All right, we need a little bit more green. I'm thinking we'll actually just do the bloomers green as well. Maybe we do the bloomers yellow. Nah, I don't want to do yellow. I think we're going to do green. We're just going to tie in our green. And then we just got little brother Cheeto. And then Cheeto. Cheer. Not Chi. Well, it is Chi. But it's Chi. So I'm up to 55 days of learning Japanese. And last night, because I play videos to fall asleep to, so the YouTube algorithm randomly sent me to a video where a person was following another person in Japan that had a little waffle cart. And so it was all in Japanese. It did have subtitles. But they were talking and asking questions. And while I didn't recognize all of the words, I recognized some of the words and I recognized the sentence structure. And I was like, you're asking a question. You're asking this. I recognize that word. You're asking if it's tasty. And I was just sitting there going, yes, yes, okay, this is making sense. Like, again, I don't recognize all the words, but seeing some of those things come together is just like these little bits, and I'm like, I'm starting to get this. Again, very, very basic, not even at a conversation point, but it's very cool to just be like watching stuff naturally and actually understand little bits, or hear like oishi desu ka, and be like, they just asked if it was tasty. It was like very cool for me. So yeah, so it makes me want to watch a lot more. I mean, I keep joking I just need to watch more anime, but also it does make me want to watch some more like Japanese lifestyle vlogs, so that I'm just getting more and more exposed. I watch a lot of them already anyway because I really enjoy a lot of them, because they often show cooking, and that's what I enjoy seeing, is like the different recipe and cooking ideas. because I do love Asian food. It is so tasty. Oh, I should have grabbed some bean sprouts when I was out, actually, because I have a whole bunch of wongbok to use up, and I've got some carrots as well. I could have done a tasty little stir fry. I love bean sprouts, so one of my favorite veg to add to a stir fry. You can do it without it. I just really like bean sprouts. They are so yummy. So tasty. And it's one of the, like, when I buy vegetables a lot of the time, because it's just me and my own, and it's sometimes like carrots is easy because I can just buy one carrot, right? But like a bag of lettuce or salad mix, or like the wonbok came in, like there were 3 massive bunches in this packet, and that was the smallest packet. So it was like, okay. So sometimes it can be difficult when there's like so many in there. But bean sprouts, even though they come in a, what is a pound bag essentially, or a half a kilo bag here, I can get through them no worries, because I freaking love bean sprouts. So I'm like, it's fine, give me the bean sprouts. I just can't always find them, especially at the moment. I cannot wait until the seasons change and we start actually moving into a growing season, because we are in the odd seasonal time where basically the only fruit available is apples for a reasonable price. And all other fruit is so expensive. But we'll be moving into spring and then into summer, and then all the melons and berries come in. And then I get to gorge on fruit that does not upset my stomach. I'm so excited. You just eat them plain? They are really tasty plain. Honestly, I like just stir frying them with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of gochujang, and then just drizzling a little bit of sesame oil and toasted sesames on top of rice. So simple, but it's just really tasty. And if I can be bothered, I'll chuck a fried egg on top for some protein as well. But it's just one of those really easy, really quick meals. But even, yeah, just taking them and tossing them with some kimchi. So easy. They're just really versatile and quick and easy. And tasty. Korean is actually another language I would like to learn as well. Okay, there's our green. Now, do we keep it white? Or do we do... I would want a real pale yellow though, which is kind of difficult to pull off in the Inktense as a base. I could technically pull out the Albert Duras and use a light cream for that, but I could also just pull that off with pencils on its own. Amy, the time for work to end. Thank you for letting me listen. The sisters are looking great. Thank you so much, Sue. I appreciate you being here. Congratulations on getting through another work day. And may the rest of your evening go wonderfully. I do a dark purple. Yeah, I did think about dark purple. However, the other thing I'm trying to keep in mind is that, like, right now we're looking at them on white. So, like, right now this is looking like a lot of white because we've also got the white at the background. But normally they would have a fully coloured background. So this is actually going to pop a lot more. So if I do a dark purple on with a fully coloured background, that's going to be a lot of colour. Whereas if it's white, it's quite plain. Yeah, I'm still inclined to do white because then we have that also contrast of having that lighter area, especially with like the darker furs and stuff, and a bit of pop of colour. The other thing that I could do is we could technically make it patterned, but also they're not always in this outfit. Like, they do change outfits, so like the dresses here are very different, and the dresses here are different. So this is just like a dress, but there's no reason, like here they've got a different style apron on each of them. So, you know, there's going to be options for other clothing. I'm just thinking kids in white and how they don't mix. Yeah. Yeah, I know technically kids in white isn't a thing, but also, honestly, it's whatever we want. But yeah, I'm either thinking white or pale yellow, but I'm leaning towards white. But before we do anything, we gotta track our colours. Which the sisters use the same colours so far, so that's easy. $15, $10, $13, $20. So yeah, this little cheat sheet will be so that when I go through the book, I can easily, I can just keep this like tucked in the front or something. Just tuck it in there and then pull it out, and then I've got my colours sorted for each of the characters, so we know we're using the same colours for the characters. Right, Turtle. So I do think I want to use some yellow. I think I kind of want to try and make it a bit more of a pale yellow. So I'm going to pull out Sicilian yellow, which is my most favourite yellow. It's like a slightly more muted yellow rather than these vibrant yellows. It's got a bit of a tan to it. It's very pretty. So we're going to work with that. And I think we'll do the diaper yellow. And then we can do any colour for the toy. In fact, the toy I think we'll do an odd cat colour. I think it'll be fun to do that, like green or purple, or, you know, something that isn't a traditional cat colour to represent it's a toy. Maybe we can even do like one of these turquoise, because we haven't used turquoise, and that could be quite pretty. Actually, yeah, turquoise could be good. We could even do that for the ribbon as well. King! Oh my goodness, King! Hello, hello! How are you going, lovely? There's dark aquamarine. And then let's pull out teal as well. We'll start with that, and then we'll figure out what we're doing for the rest. How are you going, King? It's wonderful to see you again. We're colouring kitty cats. Kitty, 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 kitty. Yeah, so if you haven't seen Inktense pencils before, which is what I'm using, they're by Derwent. I freaking love them because they are incredibly pigmented, water-activated pencils. But the core of them is not like a watercolor pencil. It's not that pigment. It is actually compressed ink. And so when you activate them, the color becomes so rich and so intense, which is why they're called Inktense, because they are very intense pencils. And then because the ink, once that activated color has dried, it's also permanent, so you can work over the top with water activated mediums like watercolor pencils on top, or like Stickles glitter glue that can sometimes activate, but they're also very rich and vibrant, so you don't necessarily need to color in the whole thing to get enough pigment on the page to cover it. That's why while coloring this we have some gaps, because I want this to be a paler yellow, so there's enough there to give some areas of dark, but then we can fade that out and it will be enough. Doing good, trying to do some 100% achievements in games. Ooh, Little Nightmares, including a DLC. Woof. Just remember the Olympics are about to start. Sports! Yeah, that's all good. I do like watching the opening ceremony, actually. The opening ceremony could be quite fascinating. Yeah, I used to, back in the day, watch a lot of the Olympic gymnastics. I know that was the Olympics sports I used to watch, and also like ice dancing. I used to really like watching those because it was just beautiful. But I don't watch a lot else of the Olympics. But I still enjoy watching the gymnastics and the ice figure skating and that. Obviously, ice skating's more of the Winter Olympics, but yeah, quite fascinating to watch. Here we are. There's a little Cheeto with baby yellow. So cute. Smolt, hello. Doing the lurks as I catch up on Critical Role, so I'm ready for tonight's episode. Kitties are looking so cute. Thank you. Yes, catch up. I am almost through all the abridged episodes. So I'm up to about episode 13 of season 3. And then I'll be back to the regular episodes and working my way back to catch up again. So we're getting there. But yeah, the abridged episodes have been really good for speeding through the first 13. I don't care for the summer games, but my mother is a senior Olympian swimmer. Ooh, winter games? I'm down. Biathlon is my type of fun. That's awesome. If that's, your thing, enjoy it. Enjoy it. I admit, I'm not the most sporty of persons, and I don't follow a lot of sports. I've watched like one rugby game despite it being our national sport, and that was only because my ex-husband was really into it, so I didn't really care. But, you know, I can appreciate people getting behind it and really enjoying the sport. So that's what you enjoy. That's what you enjoy. You do it. As I said, I liked to watch the figure skating and gymnastics because I can appreciate and I like those ones, but rest of them I don't really care too much about to watch. Oh, it's been another hour. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're so close to getting done with the base, and this is just the base. We've still got fences to go over. Again, we don't stream for productivity. But yes, it is time to do a self-care check-in with yourself. Or the self-care chicken will come and peck at you until you do. But check in with yourself. Do you need to hydrate? Do you need to stretch? Do you need to take medication? Do you need to go and grab a snack? Do you need to go to the bathroom? It's real easy while watching a stream to just get engrossed in the stream and forget what you need to do. I, of course, am going to wiggle. I also need to hydrate because I haven't had any water in the last couple of hours. So we're going to drink a bunch of water. And we're going to do some self-care for 3 minutes as we appease the Twitch gods and run these ads. Even if we didn't run ads, we would still do a 3-minute break. I'm going to stand up and start stretching. Oh, show off the Pokemon Pinafore again. Let it go down and then we'll have some more water. Clear out all the messages. And time for wiggle. I also brought candy. I forgot about that. I got candy. I got gummy worms. Impulse buy. But also sour gummy worms. Candy. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, it's... Just finishing up this. And welcome back from our break. I hope you did some good self-care. Oh, we got our hip wiggles in. I'm gonna have just a little bit more water. And then let's finish off shadow and start our pencil shading. Very good games. I was lucky enough to get both games of DLC when it was on special for like $20 altogether. Nice! Yeah, I picked up a few games in the Steam sale when all the Lego games went on sale. So I picked up all the Lego games. And then I also got Raft, which possibly on Saturday night I might be playing on stream with the wonderful This Is Ruby OK. It's kind of penciled in as a maybe. We both have things that day that may make it unavailable for us. So it's like a tentative maybe happening this Saturday. So keep an eye out. I will post in both the Discord and social media if we do end up going live with it. It is Ruby's regular Saturday stream, so I imagine she may do something else if that's not available, if she still can stream. But yeah, it just depends on a couple of factors, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be quite fun. I've never played Raft, but I watched Ruby play through Raft. There's a little teal ribbon for the bib. Get that activated. Might do the ribbon on the little toy the same color. Like they use the same ribbon to make Cheeto's bib as they did to dress the toy, the little toy cat. It could be quite cute. Okay, so what colour do we do for the bib itself? We could just leave the bib white, although white bibs are the most impractical type of bib. Irene, hello. Hello, how are you going? Lovely. Wonderful to see you again. Thank you so much. I'm really liking it so far. We're just working with Inktense and basing out our colours, and then we'll go in with pencils and shade in there as well. Thank you for shouting out, Irene. As of last night, may have affiliate. Hopefully hit the criteria. So fingers crossed. Lovely chill little game streamer and just wonderful space to be. If the heart is hollow, click to follow. We could do, I did say about the cat, possibly the soft toy being an odd color. We could also do like a ridiculous bright orange, like comical orange. But we haven't used orange. But I don't mind doing that. We could also just do like purple, like Daisy made it for Cheeto. Grandma made it for Cheeto, and just use some leftover fabric from making her own clothes. Just lurking while I work from home. And yep, had the email come through this morning. Yay, congratulations. It's so exciting. Yeah, I quite like the idea of doing the cat purple, actually. The little soft toy purple. Like it's made with Grandma's leftover fabric. So, let's start tracking the colours we have used. So we used these 3 so far for the outfit. Where's my pen? There. So we want 0220. Oh my gosh, I can't even see dark aquamarine's numbering. 1210 1300. And then Grandma uses 0750, which is dark purple, and then 0760, which is deep violet. These 2. Deep violet, dark purple. Yeah, again, we're just tracking all our colours so that we know. But when I come back to work on another page in the future, so I know what colours, so all our characters stay consistent. Don't have to do this, you could just make up the colours every time. I just want to keep it consistent. I want to have the same cats. So, well, the outfits may change. The outfits aren't as important to pedantically follow. The fur is the really important part. Oh, am I using? I am. My bad, you're meant to be this one. It's okay, we'll fix it up now. I'm looking forward to actually working on a proper page in here. Which, once this is done, then I have to figure out what page we're going to start with. Because, oh my goodness, are there options? So many options in this gorgeous book. Hope you're all doing well in there and enjoying your day so far, your time zone. Having a good, relaxing time. I'm going to steal another piece of candy. Gummy worms. Sour gummy worms. Oh, okay, I guess we're having two. They're stuck together. Here we go. There's our little purple kitty cat. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it is little Bulbasaurs. Oh, cute. It's a Bulbasaur cat. It's called Bulba Cat. Because it's making biscuits like a cat. That's freaking cute. Right, I really like this turquoise colour and I want some more of it. So we're just going to do the rest of the bib in this colour. There's also turquoise and lemon yellow is pretty. And then one last thing that we will do pull a little bit of the yellow do around its eyes, which I would probably actually do in pencil to be honest, but that's why I haven't coloured a lot of the buttons because I'm probably just going to do them in pencil. But there we go. We have all our characters based and colours figured out in our Inktense. Step 1. So now, for the ease of my brain... Oh, come here. Oh god, dropping pencils. Never a good idea. Going to quickly put away the pencils that we pulled out. I don't need to leave them out because I have them all tracked. Really be by the greens, but hey, down there for now. Happy, joy, joy. Happy, joy. Happy, joy, 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 joy. Doodle-doo-doo. Hey, Perfection. Lovely to see you again. How you going? Just finished basing our kitty cats. And now we're going to work on doing some pencil detail work on them. Okay, changing pencils. Now we're going to pull out our polychromos pencils. Polly's, oh, wow, 3 hibiscus flowers and 1 snake are finished. Well done, Yana. Polly's a wonderful and Brune books. Good to know. Paper does not like water mediums. A lot of paper doesn't. This paper is actually handling the Inktense really well. Like, I really like how they work on this paper. And there's been absolutely no bleed through, and I have dropped some big drops of water in some areas. So I am very impressed with how the paper's handling it. There's like the most minuscule of buckling. I wouldn't even call it buckling. And honestly, I'll put this on my shelf and it will just put it flat as well. Like, it's really handling the ink tints so well. Hello, I love your haircut. Thank you so much. I really like it too. It's really nice. It's so much lighter. So much easier to brush my hair in the morning too. It's like 2 seconds and we're brushed. I'm okay, just so tired. Felt like I haven't slept at all. I hate when that happens. It's so much. Well, hopefully you can relax with us, and if you need to take off and have a nap, you know you always can. These pages are adorable. I love this book. I'm so glad that we're getting into this, and I'm really excited to move on to like an actual page in here once I figure out what page to start off with. I know Smalt did request Candyland, which is one of the winter scenes in here. This one here, which is quite a lot for our first page, but yeah, I'm not sure where we'll start. I love the Alice in Wonderland spread too. Like, again, this is going to be a lot of work, but I freaking love this spread. It's so cute. So cute. And like, little baby Cheeto is a mouse. And look, little soft toy with a top hat. Yeah. It's such a fun book. So yeah, the hardest thing now is going to be choosing what page we start off with. Though there is like a couple where they're in the village, and I really like the village ones too. Like buying the bread or getting some fruit and veg. There's one where they're also making pizza, and Colouring of Alina actually did that one too. And the Pirates one. I really like the Pirates one too. I like all of them. It's honestly going to be so hard to figure out what one to start off with. Like the eating of ice cream. I like that one too. Yeah, it's going to be a hard choice, but we're still going to finish our detail. There are some of them, sometimes, I think I've seen it listed on Amazon. I did get it off Etsy though. Yeah, well, I got gifted it via Etsy. I got given some money in my PayPal so that I could buy it myself as my birthday gift from the amazing Smalt. So blessed. So blessed. Smalt is wonderful. I cannot thank them enough. And yeah, when it came through, it was like, here's the amount. And I wanted to choose some special books with it. So yeah, I got Clara Markova. I got a Clara Markova, and I got Nelco Neco. And it was ordered in January, arrived in February, and we're only just starting to colour in it now because I want to do it justice. So I wanted to wait until I was ready to go for it. Alright, who are we going to do details on first? I suppose logically we should just work left to right and work on the sisters. Plus the sisters are going to have a lot of similar colours, so that's going to be easy. Yeah, and that's the thing with Etsy, unfortunately, is like, I think the book was like $20 New Zealand, so it's not bad book price wise, but then it was $20 delivery, so yeah. Because I was looking recently at Yoriri, which is like the Wild Mouse Adventures, and there's also the Magician Cat Shop, the Cat in the Magic Shop, and it's a certain range of Japanese books, and they're gorgeous. And I was looking at them recently, and it's like, they're like $25, $30 a colouring book, which isn't bad New Zealand wise for colouring book, but then it's like $20 shipping, and that's where it's like, oh. But again, they're gorgeous books. Alright, so I kind of want to start with the eyes, because I usually do start with the eyes. And what we're going to have to figure out, because there are these circles drawn into the eyes, and if I could either colour in the circle entirely, or I could do a new iris in there, which would allow more colour, and then we could work around the outside. Let's actually pull up our cat references, because I did save our cat references that we pulled up when we were looking at cats. Made a whole folder of them. Which one do I want? Right, so this was one of our references that we were kind of using as inspiration. It was for Pepino that we were using this reference, right? Need my morning routine. All good. Get that coffee. Coffee is very important. Yeah, the shape of it kind of does match the outside. So I really think the centers are meant to be colored black, which means we are going to lose a lot of the color of the eye, which is kind of sad. What I might do is I might use a pencil and just draw in a smaller pupil. No, I like it. It's going to be fully coloured in. Okay. That solves that one. Now, where's my eraser? There it is. Okie dokie. Let's start with these beautiful blue cat eyes. And I'll zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. And we'll just readjust our little reference. It's not actually blocking anything. Right, so I have some of my polychromos pencils pulled out because I am still working on the turtle. So some of them are still pulled out for the turtle. So I'm also just going to have to be conscious of the fact that some colours need to stay separate for our turtle friend. But I know Delft Blue is in here. I know black is in here. I think some of the warmer greys are in there too. So they're like a blue with a tint of green, really. In fact, actually, I think the that's verging more on the purples, really. That's probably not actually what we want. Probably want more like Prussian. Yeah, I think Prussian Brew is more of what we want. Where are you? 246. No, you're 151. Yeah. 246. There you are. And then that gives us some dark. And then we got dark. Maybe dark indigo too, which I know is definitely pulled out over here. Try playing around with those and see how we go. And we're going to need to keep our extenders on hand. Most of my polychromos pencils are very short. I do have plenty of spares though. Actually, no, you probably don't technically need a layer over the center, but we've done it now, so we'll just do that. And then probably can't even see a difference in what I just did. Zoomies. This is dark indigo or black? This is black. We may be better to actually pull out a black ink pen here. Or even Posca. Just because I did base all the eyes solidly in colour. Because I hadn't decided how I was going to approach the eyes. I just knew there would be some form of colour. So we may go over those centres with a marker just to make them really dark. But we'll use our indigo blue to really deepen our shading on our eyes. Because I love my polychromos, but the black polychromos is just not going to be black enough. Yeah, I think the dark indigo to turquoise, the cobalt is the way to go for the blue eyes, so. And then we'll start while we're here. We'll also pull out a bunch more extenders. We're going to need them. 0.1, 0.3. 0.3 will do. And I'm actually going to colour over that dot as well, because we're going to add in our own eye shinies. Did that bleed through because I did not test that. We're good. We're good. Sweet. Right. Oh my goodness. Oh look, I did have a Unity marker in here. There's my 0.7. Wondering where you were. Alright, you're the empty one. You're the full one. I normally leave the Posca till last. Like, very last thing to do. But I also want to show you what I'm planning. Kyla help me. Critical Role episode 101 is going to be 6.5 hours long. Oh my goodness. That is an episode. Wow. Cute. You can see it without the shine. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Alright, we'll give that Posca a minute to dry down, and we will work on the sister's eyes as well. We'll just eat a gummy worm first. Now we should have enough room. Polychromos. 2, 4, 6. 1, 5, 7. Polychromos 2, 4, 6. 1, 5, 7. Thank you, Small, for also redeeming a hydrate. Very important. Thank you so much. Always taking care of me. Alright, well that dries down before we put in the words, the Posca. We're just gonna jump around because Cheeto also has these blue eyes. So we're gonna follow the exact same technique here. The black, the dark indigo, and we put the dark indigo back in the container of pencils for the other page. And stuff everywhere. Okay. PC 2, 4, 6, 1, 5, 7. Because I hadn't written that down on Shadow. to thin these ones out a bit. Make those top ones bigger so that our little reflect dots extra shiny. And then cute little Cheetos eyes. Shiny. Okay. Now you can go back. Alright, next colorway to work on. I think we'll do all the clothes. Get the clothes sorted. We want the manganese violet, to be honest. We want 160. Might be 135. Magenta would work a bit better. Let's do magenta. And then let's bring out a little bit of $28. I think it's you. 129. Want that one. 128. Bring out a little bit of light purple pink. That can work as a bit of a highlight as well. Start with these, and then we might need to add in a bit of a darker tone as well. Yeah, you'll be good for doing, but you don't really darken the darks all that much, but you do allow me to darken the lights if I need to darken areas. But we need a shadow tone. Let's see how our highlight color works. Alright, you'll add a little bit of light where we want to add light. Do I really want 160? Where is 160? I did not think it was a color that I pulled out for the turtle, but 134, new crimson. Maybe it is in here. I know violet's in here. Could also just use a really dark purple. Wouldn't be too bad. But not in here either. I need to go through my polychromos pencils. Actually, how do you'd give a bit more of a brown tone. We could always just go brown. I mean, honestly, it's such a good shadow tone. Yeah, and there's Dark Blue, which would give us a cooler tone. Look at Burnt Umber. And do we just go for our classic Van Dyke Brown? We all know I love that colour. Yeah, see, that's going to go into the purple field, which is actually not what I want. I want to keep it more in the pink field, so I think we're actually better to go brown. Let's go Burnt Umber. Perfection! Hello! You're back with a latte? Yum. How was your haircut? You happy with the person that did it? I am. They were very good and very understanding about my anxiousness getting my hair cut. When I was explaining what happened and she was playing with my hair, she actually was like, yeah, I can tell probably what's happened. They saturate your hair and then when they cut it really taut. And I was like, actually, yes, they did. And it's because my hair is incredibly elastic. So when she saturated my hair and cut it, like, it felt like she was actually cutting it as if it was like this long. But then once it dried, it just went, because I've got a lot of stretch in my hair apparently. So she did actually cut it a bit longer. And this is after we even took a little bit more off it as well. But I did stipulate I'd rather have it a little longer for this first one. And then as I got comfortable with it, I might go a little shorter. So next time I get my hair cut, I will probably get it cut to about here. So just a little shorter again. Just so it's not, this is kind of like where I'd grow it out to. But I'm still happy with it because, again, it was such a big change. It's half my hair chopped off. And then I would also possibly look at asking them to just feather the ends a little bit or like layer the ends a little bit just so it sits a bit better. I've still got to train it to sit properly because, you know, it's freshly cut. It looks uneven, the tilt in my head. But yeah, I've got to sort of train it to sit a bit nicer as well, because it wants to, you can see this part sitting inwards and then this one wants to go that way, so I've got to train this one to sit a bit more like this. But I do like it, and it's long enough that I could still get it up in a little pigtail or, you know, like a little cute hairstyle. I can still do a couple of things with it. I can still get it off the face, which is a big thing for me because there are days I cannot have my hair down. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it. But yeah, so next time I'll just get a little bit more shaping, a little feathering of the ends, just to make it even more perfect. But very happy, and considering how big of a change it is. Yeah. And we did it. We got our haircut. Thank you for the candy redeem too. I will eat that in a minute. Time for me to go. I have an 8-hour shift tomorrow. Goodness. Thank you for being here, Yana. I appreciate you being here. Oh my god, I have a kitty exactly like the picture. Her name was Elizabeth, and she only weighed 5 pounds. She was very petite. Oh, cute. The picture is just a Google picture, but we are using it as an inspiration for Pepino. So Pepino is going to be a little bit more of those grey tones with just touches of the orange-brown, and then Peppery is going to be more on the orangey side, but still have a few of those blacks and browns in there too. So, yeah, but I love that. I love fluffy little kittens like that. It's kind of like my dream kitty. It's so cute. So cute. I love kitties. Alright, candy. Candy, candy, candy. Yeah, no, we definitely needed to go for a darker brown. So we've got a lot of our values already in here. So it's not like we necessarily need to cover the whole thing, but we can use the pencils to put in more specific shading and just blend out areas that need a little bit of help blending, add in those more crisp shading details. I will say, I don't think this paper likes the polychromos pencils, which is something I should have checked before I began. I checked the Inktense, I did not check the polychromos. It is working, it's just a bit smooth for their liking. Could do with a little bit more tooth. So it's not something I could do a lot of layers of polychromos in, but I could still get a little bit down. So it's quite good that we are basing with Inktense. What candy did you pick today? I've got sour gummy worms. I still have like the strawberry marshmallow hearts, and I've got some like chewy fruit ball things somewhere too. But I was picking up an energy drink and I saw that and I was like, you know what? I want some gummy sour worms. So we just picked those ones up. I do have to do a little bit of a candy restock. I am running low on some of my variations. I've only got 2 at the moment, technically. So it is time for another candy restock. But there's also been no holidays involving candies, so none of it's been particularly cheap. I love doing a candy restock after Halloween. Oh my gosh, so many deals. I also have chocolate in the fridge too, so I could always just go and get some of that. I think I still technically have some Easter egg in the fridge. Ah, goodness. We are being informed that it has been another hour, if you can believe it. Time flies when you are having fun. Which means it's time for a self-care check-in. Have you moved in the last hour? Have you stretched? Have you hydrated? Are you joining medication? Do you need to grab a snack? Do you need to go to the bathroom? How can you look after yourself in the next couple of minutes as we do a little self-care break? I am actually going to put you on the break screen and pop to the bathroom. So we will disappear for a minute while I do what I need to do, and I encourage you to do the same. Oh, good stretch. Oh, all right. I'm going to put you on the break screen and then we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I feel much better. When you gotta go, you gotta go. I also grabbed some rations, which are like cheese and bacon corn puffs, but they're also notorious for getting powder everywhere, so tongs. Right. Let's see if we can get these clothes finished so we can start working on this fur. Because that's the part that we really want to get to. Can't wait to get my delivery today. Getting 4 colour by numbers. Added one last night. Some more of the small sticky tabs and a flashlight, because you never know when I'm getting a blackout when I colour in a blackout. It is a very wise idea to have a little emergency kit, so I approve of the flashlight. I do need to... I have like a radio somewhere, but it doesn't actually have any batteries. I should get one of those solar powered ones. Be a lot more practical. Especially one of those ones where you can also charge a device off it. Because when an emergency hits, it's too late. Oh, excuse me. We have a little bit of a highlight color here, so we can bring in some lighter tones, but honestly, polychromos is so pale, it's probably not gonna do much, but it will allow me to clean up some areas. Alright, so it's not like, it's not going to look like much, but it does just deepen some of the shading. Just adds a little bit more depth to some areas. Just a little touch, but it helps. I'm actually thinking we're going to use the same brown on the green. Keep it consistent. Kind of want... either chromium or maybe permanent olive green. That's the wrong colour. 174. There we go. Tomorrow, since they're doing upgrades, there's a possibility for a blackout between 8 PM and 4 AM. Not that long, but anywhere in between. If they're unlucky, we got a warning 3 weeks ago. Oof. Yep. Yeah. It's a pain when they have to do it, but also they have to do it, so at least you got some warning. I know when they do, they were doing some upgrades around my work. I don't work at the lab itself, but it's a thing when they do upgrades and they have to cull the power, because we deal with specimens that have to be kept at certain temperatures. So we have generators, and they will automatically kick on in the case of a sudden power loss to keep certain specimen fridges at certain temperatures, because they have to stay at those temperatures. So when they know one's going to be planned, it's also a time when we do like the generator checks and stuff like that, because we can control it and we can check off the generators and make sure everything's working. But there was one day where, because what happens as well is if the lab loses power, they actually move half the staff to the one in town if it still has power. And so the staff process out in the one in town, because there is a small centrifuge there and they can do some of the work there. So not all the staff, some of the staff just go home. But yeah, they did that last time. It's a little bit of a process to make sure everything comes back online and all that sort of stuff. Real pain in the butt, but it happens, gotta be done. Okay. I think I need to do my swatch cards. I'm pretty sure they've been affected by the light. I mean, you can tell with the gold and silver, these have definitely been affected. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these are now faded, because these are very old swatch cards. It's like you can't even see some of my greys. Right, I believe I've mostly got cool greys pulled out for the project that I'm working on, so that means we can pull out warm greys pretty easily. Alright, this is the area where we've got white, so we've got no ink tints base. All the adorable kitties in the book. The little black cat. Yeah, little Cheeto. The little baby brother. I'm looking forward to finding the fur and making him super adorable and fluffy. God, I don't know what's happening in all the hallways today, but it is noisy in here. I wonder if someone's moving into the building. Would make sense. Alright, let me work in with our warm grey 2. And then we've got warm grey 1 just to blend it out. Now, if we're being technical, some of the colour of the fur and especially the pink top and stuff should reflect on the white. We're not worrying about all that. Again, this page is just a colour chart. This is just so we know how our characters look. There's no background. Like, I may pull out the gold Posca just to do the frame, just to make it feel complete. We ain't worrying about the background. How's the paper in the book? In this book, do you think it would take gel pens? I think it would. It feels very absorbent without bleeding through. I have a little tester in the back, so I can grab out some gel pens for you. This is my normal. So you can see my little testing of ink tints, just to see how that one worked. If we were to take some glitter gel pens, He's maybe the slightest bit of shadowing. No, it's not. It was because the light was behind it. So, no shadowing. And then just give it a second to dry down because these are juicy gel pens. So I do usually give them a second to dry down. Okay, the yellow wasn't quite dried down, but it is drying down, and it's drying down well. Which the paper does have an absorbency to it, so again, these are very juicy gel pens, so they usually take a while to dry down. But yeah, no, it's sitting on there, and it feels like it's stuck on there. It's not like Millie where it feels like it's going to spread off. Yeah. No, that yellow's staying there. Yellow's staying in place. I think it would handle gel pens pretty well. Gonna slightly smudge the blue because the blue's not fully dry, but that's okay. Just the back of the book. Alright, make sure I get all the glitter off my fingers. Okay, thank you. So it's staying in my wish list. You're welcome. Sandy's a no because you know me, I love my glitter. I have no doubt that at some point I will want to put glitter. In fact, maybe instead of a gold frame, I'll do a gold glitter frame. I'll probably do that one off stream because that's just colouring in the lines. But that'll also be the last step, so it's not essential. Alright, so there's our little white apron, so you can see the difference between them. It's just a little bit of shading, but it makes it that much more. And then we'll do the same on this kitty cat. And then we can move on to the fur. And the fur is where we get to pull out a bunch of stuff. Oops, I forgot about the bottom of the dress. Do that next. Do, 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 do. That's what that little bump is. Come here. Yay, it's Friday. Once I finish work tonight, I don't have work for a couple of days. We can relax. Well, not really, because I've got a plan for the weekend, so a lot I want to do, but at least once work's done tonight, we're done. Huge. Alright. Would Millier protect all my pages? Yeah, it makes sense, especially of how that one can spread. This book is going to be stunning when you complete it one day. Yeah, it will be, but complete it? I think we calculated that, like, with all my books on the shelf, I have, like, 50 years worth of colouring. And then we're still buying more books. For 25 years, so it's something ridiculous.
Hello Amy and Chad, I hope you are well. The page is looking beautiful. Kitty kitties 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 new hair.
Sorry, I just shoved a whole bunch of rations in my mouth, but hi bud. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much. Also, yes, new hair. I got it all chopped up. So much lighter. Alright. So, both our kitty cats so far use the same outfit colours, so that makes it real easy. How are you going today, Bud? It's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well. I am, as you can see, colouring kitties and thoroughly enjoying it. We love the kitties. Right. 280 133 128 280 133 128. So anyone wondering why I also put a dot of color here? It's because if something happens and I can't use that pencil, say I run out, or I want to do a page and use a different brand, then I've got a swatch here that I can match up to. It's not a big swatch, but it is an indication. 174, and then we want our greys. You want 273? Yep, 273. 273. And then we want 271 and 270. 271, 270. I love kitties. I know you do. I'm really loving it too. Zoom normal. And we'll get rid of our little picture that we were using while we were doing the eyes, which we're going to pull back up in a second. But yeah, we've got all our colours based out and planned, and then we just did a bit of shading on the dress of Puppery and Pipino. And now we're going to start working on the fur. Get that sorted. So I'm just going to chuck away a couple of pencils just to not get too overwhelmed, because we're going to need to pull a bunch of pencils out for this next step. We don't need our green, for example. And then it came from the bucket for some reason, so you can go back in there. Alright, so we still have our warm greys and a brown out. Just doing my usual, still waking up though. I technically woke up a little while ago. Brain's just starting to come online. Yep, that's valid. Mornings are hard. Right, so we've got our warm greys, which is what we'll do in the white of the fur. And we'll also pull in, I'm going to need the bucket here, with the pencils that I'm using on the other page. We'll also pull in 103, which should be ivory. If I know my colours correctly. Yep, 103 ivory. Just to give that little bit of golden warmth to the fur. We've got our light purple pink that we'll also use to help blend out the nose. We've got black, and we've got burnt umber. So what I want is burnt sienna, because we want that orangey red. We want burnt sienna. And then we probably want like tangerine almost. And a little bit of terracotta. Because we're technically working 3 different areas of colour here. So we've got a few things to consider. We'll pull out warm grey 6. What should I pull out? Walnut brown. Usually enough to get us started anyway. Your delivery is there. Wow, exciting. Go get parcels. Parcels, parcels, parcels. Alright, so we're starting with Pipino, because Pipino has the sort of, the reference that's up, sort of our inspiration for it. We're going to start with the pink just because that's easier to start with. Just going to intensify And then also just bring it up slightly. Very subtle. It's probably not even picking it up on camera. I do zoomies. You might just be able to see. It might be too much. Here you can see a little bit. Alright, so let's start getting a dark in there and really matching out our darks. And I'm going to start with sepia. And what I'm also going to do, just in case I don't use all those colours, put them up there. And then I'll put them down to the side when I've used them. And then I can definitely say for certain these are the colours I've used. Alright, so we're going to need sharp pencils. And I should probably actually grab sandpaper. Because we're going to work with a sharp pencil to do fur texture. Which is lots of little lines. And so by having that blended underneath, that gives us a variating base, but we can just add in some texture on top. And we're going to create the illusion of fur. And fur's of different colour too. That reference picture kitty is precious. It's so cute. So, so cute. Honestly, kind of my dream kitty. I love tabbies that are long hair like that. They're so precious. Right, let's get in some sepia. You can already, hopefully, I might take you out a little bit because it struggles. But you can see we're starting to get a little bit of texture in here. Make sure we're going the right way. We want to fade it in the direction of the fur. Now, I also going to use some of the ivory because this one is a little more muted on the orange side. So we're going to bring in some ivory. Tone that down a bit. And then we're going to colour inside the ear with a bit of brown. Pick out ivory. Bring that right up. We might need to pull out the ivory Posca, to be honest. Before we do that, let's get our warm grey. Start doing a little bit on this white. Particularly in areas there would be shadow. Blend out this nose area. We also need to remember that these little shadows cast by the nose extend it. Sharpen. So I think we're going to use everything except for our two bright oranges, which is absolutely fine because those will be used on the other sister. That one's a little bit more on the orange side. So yeah, I hope you can see now we've got more of like a specific fur texture as opposed to just in there with the mottled colour, which still gave the illusion of fur, but doing a couple of strands makes a difference. And ivory, no, sage. You'll be ivory. Could actually be running a little on the low side. Okay, I don't like how that worked out, so we're just going to clean that up a little bit. Use a little bit of this on the bottom of the nose. Just add some contrast there. Cute. Okay, so now I've got to track all these. One, 2, 8 for the nose. And we want good old 199 black. One, 7, 5. Two, 7, 5. Actually, we'll do all the greys first. 2, 7, 3. 2, 7, 1. 270. Oh my goodness, we're going to run out of room for numbers. 103 for ivory. We want 280 and 283. 280, 283. We'll just bring that to the side. And now it's just playing around with and perfecting and there's not as much orange on Peppino's body as well, so we get a little bit more of this reddy tone in there. Okay. We'll tie to the orange on the face. And let's use some of the dark grey 6. Posted your haul. Well done. Check it out later. after my nap, which I'm very much feeling ready for. Definitely getting towards nap time, I imagine. Yeah, we're coming up 4 hours. Oh my god. Tell you what, time flies. I do want to get both these kitties finished though. At least get these colours away. Don't know if we'll get that though. I'm so happy with everything that came today, but I got a colour by numbers spooky horses. Since I flipped from the back, I was thinking, where's the numbers? There are 2 copies of the pages, one with numbers at the front and one without numbers at the back. Oh, so you can do your own colours as well. That's quite cool. Here we go. There's one of our kitties done. Oh, spooky houses. That's cool. Alright, I want a little bit more red in here. Just to sort of tie in that. Bring in a bit more pale up here just to really desaturate that orange. It'll be a lot more obvious when our sister is also complete and she's got a lot more orange tones in here. Yeah, we'll tie down the orange to make it more browny. That's what we're really going for here, is the brown tones. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Got 1 cat complete. But I think that's where we will call it for today, because I'm feeling like it is nap time. It's break time at the very least. And I've got a busy ass night tonight. I usually do on Fridays. Oh, not what I want. I want to see who's live. It's easier to look on the phone. Yeah. Brenda's taking you for birthday coffee and cake soon. It sounds like a lovely day. I have a couple places I could drop you, but it's going to be a raid and fade. So I think I'll just leave it. We'll just end again today. I should raid. It is fun to raid, but also I'm just like, done. Yeah, so we will be back on Sunday. Don't know if it'll be a 10-hour stream. We'll see. There's also a possibility I will be back on Twitch, just Twitch, on Saturday night. As I said, this is Ruby OK. Wonderful, wonderful friend is possibly going to be playing some Raft with me. It depends. We both have things that day, so we may or may not. We've got it penciled in, but we have to see on Saturday. So keep an eye out on the socials and Discord, because I will announce on there if it's definitely going ahead. But if not, I will definitely be back on Sunday, where we will finish off our kitties. We'll probably go until the kitties are finished, because I would like to get this page done too. But yeah, thank you so much to all of you for being here today and hanging out with me as we did quite a bit of progress. And now it kind of probably doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a bit, because we finished off all our base colors and we've started working out our colors. And because we've got Pipino colors sorted, we'll pull the same colors for Purpuri. We can pull from there for Daisy, for Heek, and then even Tom and Chiro can be pulled from this. So we've got our reference colors now, so it's going to be a lot easier to get the fur at least done on everything else, and the rest of it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, we're getting there. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the love on the haircut. I am very happy with it. It is very much still fun, still new. And yeah, as I said, I will see you all on Sunday. Take care of yourself, and you know, enjoy the day. Perfect timing, Streamlabs. Perfect timing. All right, take care, y'all. I'll see you next time.